Okay, we are live, and today we are doing a demo of HighLevel's new outbound voice. A few weeks ago, we got about 75% of the way through setting it up and realized there's a few nuances to how you have to run HighLevel's outbound voice. So, a little bit earlier today, I fixed all those issues, and now we're going to show you how to set it up cleanly, show you what it looks like. I also just found out that I won the top AI Subaccount award from High Level. As a celebration, anyone who clicks the link in the bio and books a one-on-one with me, I'll set your outbound voice up with you if you just use my code for unlimited AI employee. So what that's going to let you do is you're going to be able to get unlimited calls with this AI voice for $97 a month. There are some limits to that. I'm going to explain what they are and help you compare that to a real person and I'll help you understand how much value this is as we go through it. I'm also the third highest rated high level certified admin in the world. And so you know what you're seeing is about as good as it gets. All right. So I'm going to share my screen and get into it. We've got a few of my community members on here too. We've got Bob and Jeff and Moshe. Jeff is going to help me do this on the call, and I'm going to explain why as I show you this dashboard. So the way you get to it is you just go to the AI agents, you click AI voice, you're going to hit enable outbound calls. Now I already did this, but what this does is it scans every single form in your entire high level and make sure that it's updated to have the required consent. Now, the thing about it, guys, the calendar's default terms and conditions on your default calendar, unless you go in and change the form, that form you can't edit and it doesn't show up in the high level forms. So you need to use a custom form. I'm going to show you what mine looks like. You'll also have to go through like a face scan and do a couple other things to make sure you're good to go with that. The cat figured out how to climb on the counter last night, by the way. Anyways, this is the form I use. So I made sure this form is gonna give consent for SMS, pre-recorded voice, AI voice, so like ringless voicemails, AI voice, text, emails, and everything. Did emails get taken out of there? You might want to put consent for email in there, but you don't really have to have consent for email in the US. Um, so that'll work just fine. Now, I already did this and I already had Jeff do it. Only once so this is not going to let you call all your past customers. That's why it's so important to get this set up quickly because you're only going to be able to call people that check a box somewhere on your site. So if it's a Facebook lead form and like mine, my ads are Facebook lead forms, and then they get redirected to a calendar, they're going to have to at least put their information in the first part of the calendar before to let them book. And so that's how it works. So I'm going to show a test call. Um, Anyone who's a part of my community gets this thing I call my high level sub account master template. It's got like the prompts, basically what I put for every single thing inside of my setup of outbound voice. Um, my philosophy on outbound voice is that you don't want to qualify too much. And so when I'm using outbound voice, it just says, hey, you asked to speak to Rob. He said he's free. He's free right now and asked me to call you to see if you're free to talk with him for 20 minutes. Can I transfer you? If they say no, it'll ask for a spot later today. If they say no, it'll ask about tomorrow. And that's it. Otherwise, you're not going to get any appointments to show. Guys, I got to put my cat in here.
All right, you may hear my service dog. Exactly.
Climbing up my leg, and I just couldn't do it. All right. So that's it. If you guys join the community, just reach out and ask, and I'll share this. This is probably one of the most valuable bonuses we have. So aside from that, that covers all the details. Let's see it run. I will explain some of the pros and cons of this thing real quick, like how much it's actually going to save you. So this is where you can see the guidelines really clearly. You're going to get 1 call per minute. You can do up 100 calls per day per business. Each phone number can only be called once per day. It automatically schedules other additional calls for the next day and only 4 times in 2 weeks. So, and then it's sorted on the contact's time zone. So this is actually really good stuff, guys. All this is here to protect you. Like it's not legal to call someone more than three times. There are strict guidelines around a lot of this stuff. So they're protecting you. And trust me, just running with a safe version like this that you can turn on quickly, run for $100 a month is going to be massive. Most business owners don't make near 100 calls a day. Not even close. Most businesses, period. If you have one person in your business making 80 calls a day, makes a huge difference for a business owner. So I think it's a great thing. Even hiring one person to call for you, that's a full day calling 100 times. Calling 100 times is going to cost, if it's someone overseas, $1,000. If it's someone in the US, 4 to 5,000 at least. And you're gonna have to monitor them. They're not gonna keep doing it. So this is $97 turning into, 1 to 4,000, in my opinion. It's the best reason we've ever had to turn on unlimited AI employee. And that's why I'm saying, hey, look, get my prompt right here. You're gonna see how it works. And I'll set it up with you and give you all other bonuses too. It won't cost you any more than if you sign up for AI employee without me. They just give me a little commission for helping you have a good reason to do it. So now we're going to go ahead and trigger a call to Jeff Wayne. Um, I might, Jeff, do you know which email you just used?
I'm sorry, say again.
You know which of these, did you use Omnigon or
I
Health?
think I used the health study services because I didn't know what you had in there. That's my one.
Well, I just
I
ran
have
that.
to look.
And when it calls you, can you put it on speaker for us to hear?
Yes, I will.
I already tried it on myself, so that means I can't text again today on myself. And Bob tried it too. Um, What I learned, guys, I was the 38th person in the world to get access to Air AI's big scam, right? There's an FTC case against them for 22 million. I paid them 40 grand, and their software just wasn't ready for market. And they made a lot of promises. The reason they're in trouble is for making lots of promises, and not giving the refunds that they did promise. So I still got to use AI voice very, very early. I learned a lot from doing it. And everything I learned is right here in this prompt. And now it's actually easy to set up. It used to take 12 hours to set up outbound voice integrated with high level. Now we can do it in 30 minutes. Like you guys pretty much just saw me do most of it. Um, so it's much easier. I'm glad they put these limits on it. It shouldn't be like you should be focusing on ways to please your audience. The reason I make mine so just like, hey, Rob said he wants to talk to you. Do you have time right now? You should be giving something to your clients every time you call them, not harassing them. And I'm giving them the gift of my time. They know who I am, and if they didn't know who I was, then I would be giving something else, like some templates, or I'd be offering something every time I reach out. And people see text messages, it's at a very high rate compared to calls. So, in my opinion, text is really where it's at, and texting something valuable to your audience every day or every week. Let's check on still processing. It takes a while. Mm. Jeff, you're gonna get a call probably from a weird number when it
Yep.
does come.
Well, I'm watching my phone right now. It's sitting right there.
Yep. Um, I don't have too much to say while we wait. This does take a couple minutes.
Oh, okay. So I was looking at the phone if I missed it.
You
Okay.
can see right here that it's still going. Well, now it says finished. Uh-oh.
What phone number does it have? Does it show?
Didn't find valid consent for some reason. Maybe we used the wrong email.
I'm
Uh,
not sure. What do you want me to do?
I'm just gonna try the other number, but we can look and find out real quick. I'm gonna blur this if I can. Hang on. It looks like I can't do that anymore. I'm gonna stop sharing while I pull this up so I don't get this video redacted. Um, so let me go over here. All right, and I'm gonna look for. Jeff Wayne. All right, which is the right number, Jeff? The
Seven,
last two digits.
that's 7-1.
7-1.
Mhm.
That's when we tried. Shoot. Do
The
you
ones
have
on here.
the other cell?
I don't have another cell. I
Okay.
have another number and I have an 800 number.
Well, I can play the recording. I'm not sure if that takes time to process or what happened because I just did it with myself earlier today and
Is
it
it, do you show another number? Give me the last two digits of the other number you show.
here's the thing. I can just play the recording of when I called it a second ago.
Okay.
But that is
Right.
probably the issue for now because I don't once I try once, that's it. I can't call you more than once a day, you know?
Well, you can call another number.
Possibly. I don't know if it'll work on VoIP or if it only works on cell phones. Um, Here it is. Let's give it a listen. Let me share my computer audio.
Say thank you, Bob.
No recording available. But,
And
right. It's probably too short to get a recording. So you can look at it in two different ways. You can see, you know what? I'm going to go into the conversation view and see if I can get that. Yep. So it basically read this opt-in. I said, yep, transfer me. It said, I'll send it over now. And it sent. It was that simple. And I think the problem is it was too short to catch a recording, which I think
I
happens.
have another number on my cell if you want to try it.
Let's try it. Might as well. So go ahead and fill this opt-in out. And this time just book an appointment. I don't think that's the issue, but go all the way through.
So give me that so I can do whatever you need me to do on there, and I'll be happy to.
In the Zoom chat for you again. Same form.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if the recording is in here.
Anyway, chat.
Let's stop sharing. I'll pull this up.
I've got this form up again here.
That's the one.
Jeff Wayne, phone number 7.
Yeah, it was too short for it to even register in my conversation view either. And good to see you.
You want me to say change the email address on here?
Um,
I can put the other one in.
Use the other one, yeah. Hey, Ann, how are you?
Okay.
Good job. How are you?
Good. I've got to get you to come at I can talk a little bit right now, but I got to get you to come at the 1 p.m. Eastern, which I think is 10, 11, 12, 10, 11, 12, 1, 10 a.
10 a.m. is 1 p.m. Eastern.
Um,
I've just done it. I haven't selected anything off the calendar. I'm looking at the calendar.
just go all the way through it this time. I don't know why it's being
All right,
finicky.
I'll select the time, but it says for Wednesday. I'll select
Yeah, I'll do it
8:30 a.m. Wednesday. There you go. Confirm.
a little later
Just
today.
don't call me at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow if you don't need to.
I promise.
All right, so I did that.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna share my screen again after I get off this screen. Go back to automations.
I put a different phone number in.
Maybe it's because I added it as a test. I don't think I did that the time before. So Jeff Wayne. Oh shoot. I'm not gonna share my screen during that part. So now I've got one that ends in 900. Is that the one I need to use?
Yes.
Okay. I call this an OTF. We call that an on the fly in the call center world. And guys, I came up in call centers, if you don't know, before I started running them. On the fly, you get bonus revenue for usually. So instead of booking the appointment right there, you say, "Hey, wait, I actually have 20 minutes. You can pull up a laptop."
Mhm. I'm watching the phone.
And now I'm going to go back over to the workflow. Come on. Said no valid consent found. We all saw him do it. You
Yeah,
know, that's the
that's
thing about
interesting.
testing new
Weird.
features live.
Status failed. I see. And it won't call the other number, my original number,
Well,
more than once a day, you said.
yeah, I don't think it would. So if this doesn't work, you guys saw the transcription I showed of mine, but um, you know what? I've got it on this Zoom recording, but it's gonna be really low quality because I've been on for the whole hour. I don't think I can play it while we're
Okay.
still.
There's a text coming through. It's not you, I don't think.
No. Let's see. It's still processing. Mm, mm, mm.
Weird.
Well, once this is going, I'm probably not gonna kick it. I guess I'll use it. Well, the trick is when you run this, what you want, it's only one per minute. So
Mhm.
if you've got a couple hours free, what you want to do is take like 10 at a time and put them into the workflow. So just go to your contact view. You can have a contact for people that opted in to that consent form. That's an important missing part of this. So
What type of consent is required for you to phone somebody if they're already a client or are already on a list?
they have to consent to AI voice calls specifically.
Oh, okay, so you can't just take a normal list that's
Right.
been scrubbed and put it into your system and make phone calls?
That's why High Level waited so long to come out with theirs because theirs is the only one that kind of forces compliance.
Okay,
Um, Everybody was pretty much calling AI to all their old leads, and it's a huge liability for any company that even allows that because it technically falls on the agency to do KYC, which is why High
right.
Level's to know your customer. And so now they're like, we're gonna scan your form, we're gonna evaluate whether your opt-in is good for AI calling, and only after we've approved it and we've detected your form is good to go, then they have to opt in again through the form. So kind of a pain. I learned that all in my first live call doing this. And
So all these people that are saying, oh, we can automate your dialer with AI, that's all outside of the regulations now.
yeah, it always has pretty much.
Just
Except,
put your list in.
yeah, that's why I moved away from that. It
Okay.
looked like it still failed. Same issue. So I'm not sure why that's happening with you, man. It worked
Neither
with,
am I.
but maybe we can test it. The only
You
problem,
know what? You know what? I'm just wondering these new Apple settings, and that may be part of it. I think there's a new Apple setting in the latest operating system that
well,
screens calls if you don't turn it off
right.
and sends them says please identify yourself.
I would say that's it, but I can see on my end that it high level did not detect consent, even though you just went through that form and we all saw it.
Right.
So it's something.
But I'm thinking my Apple on its operating system may have automatically said please identify yourself because you're an unknown number.
So when I tested this on myself earlier today,
Yeah.
swapped this out a week ago, or maybe
Uh-huh.
2 weeks ago. It was like October 7th. And so every time I've gone through any of my own internal forms, I've checked this box since then. So it had a few days, at least probably a week to register that I had consented. So my
Right.
guess is a lag in between the consent process here and when high level knows it because you just did it and they didn't know it yet. I bet you if we do this again on Thursday, it'll work. But
So the best and highest usage of this is for existing clientele that you want to continue to deal with, I'm gathering.
yeah. So what I need to
Okay.
do is take this checkbox here
Mhm.
and create a custom field that has that box checked. So like, let me create a smart list. Let me show you. If I can figure out which field that is. Let me see. AI voice. Nope. Consent. I wonder if I need to save this as a different field. Let me just see what it's called in my forms. So I'm going to show you guys how to make a smart list so you can manually add people that the system that have consented into the workflow, which is a critical part of it. So my form is called opt-in, and it's my T&C, terms and conditions. I don't think that really updates. Let me see. I might need to make a new field instead of rewriting what's in the T&C, but let's check. There's too many. Yeah. So I think that I ought to create another field to use since that one's like kind of like the calendar form. That's like a default field in the system. And I
Yeah.
can't I can't run a filter for it.
Huh.
I don't think.
There's something on your screen that just said cold prospecting.
That's a different thing. Mm-mm-mm.
I didn't realize that you had to give authorization to receive AI phone calls now. Is
Yeah.
that an FTC ruling?
Yeah. As you can see, I haven't cleaned these up in a long time. I thought I saw it. Well, that's the next improvement we'll do. So I'll do another video. I'll have it set up in a way where it automatically populates the smart list so you can see who's opted in and who you can call. It's gonna need to make a different custom field for my terms and conditions, and then I'll make a new training about that whole process. Uh, we'll double check to make sure it's gonna call. So guys, that's it for today. If anybody has any questions, let me know. But I'm gonna help Jeff out with whatever he's got going on, man. Jeff, did you have some questions we need to talk about today?
A couple that I wanted to talk about. One was, is there any way using any of the systems that you're aware of to actually call through lists of people that we know have done business in our market, high level market before, not go high level market before, that we want to reach out to large numbers. I mean, we can use an automated dialer and scrub lists manually, but is
Yeah.
there any way to use that with AI yet that meets the regulations? Because we don't want to end up
The
on the
list,
south side of fines.
is it businesses or consumers?
We're calling consumers that they're investors, but we're calling looking at investors who have previously purchased products and are on scrubbed lists
Yeah. They've got to opt in through consent for it to be legal to call a consumer.
for AI. Yeah,
And
because it's legal to call them if they're on the list and they haven't opted out. If we're doing manual calls with our dialer,
right.
we were very careful about that. But there's no way to have AI do.
Yeah. If they're not on the DNC, then it can be legal to call them manually.
Mhm.
But really like if you direct hire overseas callers, it's cheaper per minute than voice, AI voice.
Really? Okay.
I mean, like I'm pretty sure it's like a
Yeah,
couple.
we can't use overseas people. This is too. It's a very high level product.
Okay. Um,
Yeah,
well,
so
all right.
we basically have the dialer connect back in with us when there's an answer. Someone actually bought it. So I was hoping that AI could qualify the front end and saying, this is what we're here about. Can we speak to you? So AI can't qualify itself either. In other words, do we have your permission to continue with the call and speak to you, connect you with so and so?
Yeah, it can't call in the first place, unfortunately.
That's interesting because that's one of the major uses that's been touted outside of what you're doing by people saying, "Well, have an AI talk to you." That's I mean, they can do emails, but I don't
Or
think they have to opt into AI emails. They just have to be available on your email list. But
no, yeah, I don't advise even trying to get into a business where you would be trying to go against the grain. If you're trying to go
no,
against
I'm not trying to. I don't know what the flow is. It's so new. You're telling me where now what
carriers are going to shut you
just
down left and right even before you get fined or sued. And it's like if you try to do cold texting or cold AI calling, it's like it's like much harder than you think because every single layer of the telecommunications companies and every single layer is trying to shut you down. And so it's
yeah,
like software development's tough anyway, without having to deal with frequent shutdowns, having to get fresh numbers and check for answer rates, all the time because you're getting shut down by the carriers.
right. So the best use is to be dealing with existing clients and getting back to them once they've given permission and
Yeah.
say, hey, here's what we're doing right now. Would you like to find out more about this? Then continue with existing clients.
If
That 100 call limit you're talking about, is that answered calls or is that dials?
dials, I think. Uh,
Dials. So
one
it
thing,
could be 5 calls, 10 calls a day,
if you want
20
to try
calls.
to do mass outreach, and if there's one loophole, it's my CRM sim. I
Mhm.
have an affiliate link for them, and you can get, and I have a rack over here with cell phones. I tried it. I still don't like it. It is legal because it's a one-to-one device. So any personal cell phone you don't have to have A2. You can text anybody off your phone legally, even about business stuff. It doesn't matter because it's not capable of doing 1,000 texts. It's not an application. It's a person-to-person device, not an application to person. And
Mhm.
you can get personal cell phones and connect them to high level and do it at scale, but you're still gonna deal with like you buy a bunch of SIM cards from one place, they're gonna want you to do some registration. I'm not really. It's again like the system's trying to stop you because they're realizing this is
Yeah.
application.
Yeah, they're trying to stop you doing outreach to people, even if they're open to the outreach. So,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's, I wanted to know if the 100 number was, actual connected dials or if it was just dials, even if you go reach level.
Probably connected, but
Yeah,
any one agent in a call center, there's no call center in the U.S. where they're really making 100 actual dials a day. Like in
no,
all in Charlotte, they're doing the hustlers are doing 80. Most people are hitting 40 to 60, and
yeah,
so they do have
yeah.
predictive dialers, but though the connection rate's not that much better on those.
Mhm.
Um, so
The benefit of a predictive dialer is obviously that it's going to go through, and if you don't connect with someone, you're never going to know you're dealing with them. So you only want to deal with people that actually are there to talk to. That's you don't want to physically be punching buttons. So that's what we're using predictive dialer for on scrub lists that we have.
yeah, it's good
But
for that.
that's separate.
You have limited data or your paid ads, you wouldn't want to do that. The leads are too precious to ring
Right.
times. But yep,
If someone opts in off an ad that they see that you run, you can have them opt in for the phone list for the AI from there, can you not?
if,
If we run an ad, they click, they fill out whatever they're doing, and we have
if
them opt in from there.
you did a straight to website Facebook ad, but I still prefer lead form. I'd rather have their number and phone and it be the real number than I
Mhm.
would be able to AI call them. Because when you do the Facebook lead form and it's pre-fills whatever they use to log in to Facebook, and you
Mhm.
guys all know Facebook texts you the code to log in sometimes,
Right.
the right number. So they have to go in and change it to like put the wrong number in. Whereas if you send them straight to your website, most of the time they're going to give you a BS number. And so like if it's easy for them, that's your best chance of getting the right number from what I've seen from results.
Uh,
Um,
Offline from here, I have something to discuss with you. I'm just gathering information that is a tool that does something that most AI can't. It's a private database access, and
Okay.
it's tantamount to a caller ID, but it's the website. You
Okay.
don't need to deal with somebody. We'll talk when you, is that texting number that you used good for you privately? You
Yeah.
want to send, okay, I'll send you a message.
Sounds good, guys. Thank you
All
for
right.
all coming. Oh, you know what? We could, no, I think it just takes time for it to register the consent because I just did it with this form for myself,
Okay,
but
well, when are you, you want to try that again at a certain time? Want to try it to, just get back with me. I'll text you anyway tomorrow and you can try it. And if it's good for you Thursday call, I'll make myself available.
try it tomorrow, then we'll already, I think it's only, there's a weekly limit too.
Okay,
So
all
we'll,
right.
uh, we'll try it Thursday possibly.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on. If you want to do that, we'll figure it out between
You can
us.
hop on, and we'll give it a shot.
Okay. All
All
right.
right.
I'll text you a little later with some more information on the other. Thanks.
Good. Thanks,
Thanks,
everybody.
Rob. Nice seeing you.